Dear beloved child, I am there, not in the noise, not in the chaos, not in the racing thoughts that try to convince you that you are behind, forgotten, or unworthy. I exist in the stillness you keep postponing. I wait in the seconds you think are too small to matter. Yet those small seconds are doorways. Those quiet pauses are gateways. What you call just a moment is often where miracles begin their journey toward you. You measure your life in years, but I move through your life in moments. A moment of fear can open a storm inside your mind. A moment of doubt can plant a shadow across your path. But a moment where you turn toward me, truly turn, can begin dissolving what once felt impossible to escape. So when the pressure begins to rise inside your chest, when your thoughts start stacking like heavy clouds, when your breathing forgets its natural rhythm, that is your invitation, not your defeat, not your breaking point, your invitation. Turn toward me then, not later when exhaustion takes over, not after anxiety has already built its walls around you. Turn when the first whisper of unease appears. Call for me in the beginning, not just in the aftermath. Invite light before darkness convinces you it owns the room. Say my name in the silence of your heart, even if your voice trembles, even if your faith feels small, even if all you can offer is a whisper. I hear whispers just as clearly as shouts. Pause. Breathe slowly. Feel the air filling your lungs like liquid peace. That breath is not just oxygen. It is permission. Permission to reset. Permission to remember you are not walking alone through this human story. And as you breathe, imagine this. A soft golden glow forming above your head like the first light of dawn. Not blinding, not overwhelming, just warm, patient, alive. With every breath you take, that golden light slowly pours downward like warm honey, touching your forehead, calming your thoughts, relaxing the tight places you didn't even realize you were holding. Feel it moving through your mind like gentle sunlight through morning fog. This is what happens when you give even a small moment to me. I begin rearranging what fear tried to organize. I begin softening what stress tried to harden. I begin opening spaces inside you where hope can breathe again. You think transformation requires huge effort, massive change, perfect discipline, but often it begins with something much quieter, a decision, a turning, a single surrendered second. You are not weak for needing me. You are wise for remembering me. Even the strongest souls were never designed to carry everything alone. Even the brightest lights need connection to their source. And I am your source of restoration. There are things you have been carrying that you were never meant to carry this long. Regrets that replay like old echoes. Words spoken over you that tried to shrink your identity. Mistakes that convinced you your future must now be smaller. But listen carefully. Your past may explain your wounds, but it does not control your destiny. Your yesterday may have shaped your fears, but it does not get to vote on your tomorrow. I see further than your mistakes. I see deeper than your doubts. I see the version of you that still believes, even when you pretend not to. You wonder sometimes if you missed your chance. If others are moving ahead while you are trying to rebuild invisible parts of yourself. If time has somehow worked against you. But time is not your enemy when you walk with me. Time becomes your servant when your steps are guided by trust. Nothing given to healing is ever wasted. Nothing given to growth is ever lost. Nothing given to faith returns empty. Even now, things are aligning in ways you cannot yet measure. Conversations you have not had. Opportunities you cannot yet see. Doors that are quietly preparing to open at the exact moment your courage catches up with your calling. Picture this now. Imagine yourself standing before an enormous gate made of radiant gold. It stretches higher than your fears and wider than your doubts. For a long time you believed it was locked. You believed you needed the perfect key, the perfect qualifications, the perfect timing. But look closer. As you step forward with even a small spark of belief, the gates begin to open on their own. Not because you forced them, not because you earned them through struggle alone, but because alignment responds to trust. This is how blessings often enter your life. Not always with noise, but with quiet certainty. I am already working on things your eyes have not yet witnessed. I am arranging protection you did not know you needed. I am redirecting outcomes that would have drained you. I am guiding you away from paths that looked attractive but carried hidden heaviness. There is mercy even in what did not work out. There is protection even in what fell apart. There is guidance even in what felt like delay. You call it disappointment. I sometimes call it redirection. You call it rejection. I sometimes call it rescue. You call it waiting. I call it preparation. There is a flow of abundance that many search for in distant places, but it begins inside alignment. Wealth is not only numbers, it is clarity, it is confidence, it is the ability to recognize opportunity when it approaches quietly. And yes, material blessing is not separate from spiritual alignment. When your inner world begins to heal, your outer world begins to respond. Imagine now a gentle rain beginning to fall around you. But this is not ordinary rain. Each drop glows like liquid light. As it touches your shoulders, it dissolves the invisible dust of discouragement. As it touches your hands, it fills them with readiness. As it touches your path, it turns dry ground into fertile soil. This is miracle rain, not fantasy, not illusion, a symbol of what happens when you allow yourself to receive instead of only struggle. You have spent so much energy trying to survive that you sometimes forgot you were also meant to receive. Receive peace. Receive unexpected favor. Receive the quiet confidence that you are being guided even when you cannot see the entire map. Listen carefully now. Release what you cannot control. Trust what you cannot yet see. These are not suggestions. These are invitations to freedom. There is a difference between giving up and letting go. Giving up comes from defeat. Letting go comes from trust. Let go of the timelines that make you feel late. Let go of the comparisons that make you feel small. Let go of the pressure to prove your worth to people who cannot see your heart. Your value was never dependent on their understanding. Your worth was never dependent on their approval. You are not falling behind. You are being formed. There is strength growing in you that cannot be measured by grades, money, titles, or applause. A resilience forming quietly. A depth forming through your questions. A wisdom forming through your recovery. One day, you will look back and realize the seasons you thought were empty were actually building your foundation. Right now, I want you to imagine something else. See yourself standing on a quiet hill at sunrise. The sky slowly shifting from deep blue into soft gold. As the first light touches the horizon, you feel warmth spread across your chest, like a promise being fulfilled. That light begins to flow toward you, not stopping at your skin, but moving through you like living fire made of peace instead of heat. This light carries restoration. This light carries courage. This light carries new beginnings. Stay there in that image for a moment. Feel what it is like to not be chased by yesterday. Feel what it is like to not be afraid of tomorrow. Just this presence. Just this connection. This is what it means to walk with me. Not perfection, not constant emotional highs, but connection, return, realignment. And when fear tries again, as it sometimes will, remember this simple truth. Fear grows when it is given your full attention. Faith grows when it is given even a small invitation. So interrupt fear early. Call for me quickly. Breathe before panic writes its story. This is how you reclaim your inner territory. Stand up within yourself. Open your heart to hope again. You are not too far gone. You are not too complicated. You are not too late. There is also something else I want you to understand. Forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is how you stop carrying poison that someone else created. When you forgive, you are not saying the pain was acceptable. You are saying your future is too valuable to remain chained to it. Even forgiving yourself, especially forgiving yourself. I have already seen the chapters of your life you are ashamed of, and still, I remain. Still, I call you forward. Still, I prepare goodness for you. You do not have to hide your broken pieces from me. I know how to rebuild what life tried to fracture. There is abundance coming that matches the growth you are allowing now. Not just money, but also right connections, right ideas, right timing, moments where preparation and opportunity recognize each other. See now another vision. Imagine streams of soft golden energy flowing toward you like rivers made of light. They carry creativity, discipline, favor, and financial expansion. They do not crash into you violently. They flow toward you because you are no longer resisting your own potential. You are learning to believe again, and belief changes what you notice. What you notice changes what you pursue. What you pursue changes what you receive. Let these words settle deep. I am preparing paths of provision. I am placing ideas in your mind that can grow into real-world blessing. Do not shrink your expectations to match your past experiences. Allow your expectations to grow with your healing. There are resources that will find you, knowledge that will sharpen you, discipline that will strengthen you, courage that will surprise you. Walk forward with quiet certainty. And when you feel small again, remember this flow of truth. Let these words move through you slowly. I am guided. I am protected. I am open to abundance. I am worthy of good things. I am aligned with purpose. I am receiving unexpected favor. Let those settle like seeds. Gratitude is another doorway you often overlook. Not forced gratitude, not pretending pain does not exist, but choosing to also notice what is still working. The breath in your lungs, the strength that kept you going, the lessons hidden inside difficulty. Gratitude multiplies what fear tries to minimize. You do not need to have everything to be thankful. You only need awareness of what is already present. I am not asking you to become someone else overnight. I am asking you to keep returning, keep turning, keep trusting that small moments with me reshape larger parts of your story. Your minutes matter. Your focus matters. Your direction in a single quiet second matters more than you realize. Every time you pause instead of spiraling, you win. Every time you breathe instead of breaking, you grow. Every time you trust instead of assuming defeat, you align. And I am closer than your next breath. Nothing you are facing is invisible to me. Nothing you are hoping for is unheard. Nothing you are becoming is unnoticed. There will be days when faith feels natural. There will be days when it feels like effort. Stay anyway. Return anyway. Consistency in small spiritual moments creates strength, that dramatic efforts cannot sustain. I am not measuring you by how perfect you are. I am walking with you because your heart keeps trying. So come back to calm now. Come back to presence now. Come back to trust now. Feel peace settling into your shoulders. Feel clarity settling into your thoughts. You are not alone in this life, not in your growth, not in your rebuilding, not in your pursuit of something better. There is something sacred about the way you are still here, still searching, still listening, even after the disappointments that tried to convince you to close your heart. You may not realize it, but your willingness to keep going is already proof that something divine is alive inside you. Many people stop believing after their first storms. Many people harden after betrayal. Many people numb themselves after loss. But you are still reaching for light, and that reaching is being answered. Right now, even as you listen to these words, something invisible is shifting around you. Not loudly, not dramatically, but deeply, like roots growing under soil where no one can see. Your life is not only what is visible. The most important movements are happening in the unseen layers of your spirit. I am working in those hidden layers. I am calming storms you cannot name. I am removing obstacles you never knew were forming. I am strengthening parts of you that will soon carry greater responsibility, greater influence, greater blessing. Do not be discouraged if you cannot see immediate results. Seeds do not break the ground the same day they are planted. Growth is quiet before it becomes visible. Expansion is internal before it becomes external. And you are expanding. Even your struggles have been stretching your capacity, teaching you endurance, teaching you patience, teaching you how to stand back up without applause. That kind of strength cannot be bought. That kind of strength becomes the foundation of lasting success. You once asked silently, "Why is this taking so long?" But what if the better question is, what strength is being built in me while this unfolds? Because what is coming toward you requires a version of you that trusts more, fears less, and stands steady when blessings arrive. Yes, even blessings require preparation, because what you prayed for must be held by who you are becoming. Feel that truth for a moment. You are not just waiting, you are becoming, and becoming is sacred work. I want you to imagine another vision now. See yourself walking through a long corridor made of soft white stone. On both sides are closed doors. Some have names you recognize, opportunities you wanted, paths you hoped would open, answers you once begged for. Some doors never opened, some closed unexpectedly, but keep walking. At the end of the corridor, there is a door brighter than the rest. Light spills from its edges like liquid sunrise. You do not force it. You simply walk toward it with trust. And as you approach, it opens without resistance. Inside is not just opportunity, but alignment. Not just success, but peace with success. Not just provision, but purpose connected to provision. This is what I prepare for those who keep walking, even when they do not understand the hallway. You were never meant to enter every door. Some were too small for your destiny. Some would have distracted you from your real path. Some looked good, but carried hidden costs. Trust the doors that did not open. Trust the delays that protected you. Trust the detours that matured you. You are not being denied. You are being directed. And now I want you to understand something about wealth that many never learn. True prosperity begins as energy before it becomes currency. It begins as belief before it becomes numbers. It begins as inner permission before it becomes outer evidence. When you constantly tell yourself you are limited, your mind stops recognizing possibilities. When you begin allowing the idea that you are supported, guided, and capable, your awareness starts noticing openings that were always there. This is not fantasy. This is alignment. You are allowed to prosper. You are allowed to succeed. You are allowed to live a life that feels both meaningful and stable. Release the guilt of wanting a better life. There is nothing wrong with desiring stability, financial growth, and the ability to care for those you love. A generous heart with resources becomes a channel of blessing. And I am not afraid of blessing you. But I also want your heart free while your hands are filled. Because wealth without peace becomes another prison. Success without grounding becomes another anxiety. So I shape both, your character and your capacity, your humility and your opportunity, your gratitude and your growth. Imagine now that you are standing under a night sky filled with countless stars. Each star begins to glow brighter, one by one, and you suddenly realize they are not distant. They begin slowly descending like sparks of living light. Each one carries a possibility, an idea, a connection, a breakthrough moment, waiting for the right timing. As they descend, they do not fall randomly. They are drawn toward you. Not because you are lucky, but because you are learning to stay open instead of closing after disappointment. One by one, they settle around your path like guiding lanterns. This is what happens when hope stays alive. Now listen very carefully, because this is one of the turning points of your life. Stop speaking defeat over your future. Your words are not empty. Your thoughts are not harmless. The way you speak about yourself becomes the environment your courage must live in. So speak life, speak possibility, speak direction, even if your voice shakes at first. Say things like, I am learning, I am growing, I am being guided, I am not stuck, I am in motion. Because you are. There are people you have not met yet who will respect your mind. There are environments you have not entered yet where your ideas will be valued. There are financial opportunities you have not recognized yet because you are still stepping into your confidence. Confidence does not arrive fully formed. It grows each time you act despite doubt. Do the small things with sincerity. The discipline you build in quiet moments becomes the force that carries you into visible success. I am not asking you to rush. I am asking you to remain steady. Even 5 minutes of real focus changes your direction. Even one choice toward growth shifts your identity. Even one refusal to fall back into old habits strengthens your future. You are not defined by how many times you were distracted. You are defined by how many times you chose to return. Return again. Return to your purpose. Return to your discipline. Return to your vision. And when temptation tries to pull you back into patterns that drain your energy, remember this. You are not fighting for restriction. You are fighting for expansion. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you are choosing your future self. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you are choosing freedom. Every time you choose faith over impulse, you are choosing abundance. And I see every one of those choices. Nothing sincere is wasted. Nothing faithful is ignored. Nothing disciplined is forgotten. Even now, I am placing quiet motivation inside you. That urge to improve, that desire to rebuild, that hunger to become wiser, stronger, more focused. That is not random. That is calling. Your life has direction. Your mind has power. Your future has space for greatness if you keep walking with intention. Picture one more vision now. Imagine a river of pure crystal water flowing in front of you. It reflects light like liquid glass. This river represents your life energy, your attention, your time. For a long time, parts of this river were diverted into places that gave you little back. Endless distractions, temporary pleasures, habits that left you feeling empty afterward. But now, see yourself gently redirecting that river, not with force, but with awareness. The water begins flowing toward fertile land instead of dry ground, toward purpose instead of escape, toward building instead of avoiding. And wherever this water now flows, green life begins to appear. Ideas begin growing, skills begin forming, opportunities begin responding. This is what happens when you reclaim your focus. You are not powerless against your habits. You are stronger than you think. Small, repeated choices create unstoppable momentum. So when urges come that try to pull you backward, pause, breathe, remember who you are becoming. You are not here just to pass time. You are here to build something meaningful, to grow your mind, to expand your capacity, to become someone your future self will thank. And I am with you in that process. Closer than your doubt, stronger than your fear, more patient than your mistakes. Let calm settle in again. Feel your breathing slow. Feel your thoughts becoming clearer like a lake after wind stops disturbing the surface. You are allowed to feel peaceful while you are still progressing. You do not need to wait until everything is perfect to feel connected to me. Peace is available now. Guidance is available now. Strength is available now. And as you continue forward, carry these truths quietly inside you like sacred fire. You are being guided even when you cannot see the path. You are being blessed even when results are still forming. Walk forward with that knowing. Sleep with that knowing. Work with that knowing. Breathe with that knowing. And when doubt tries again, answer it softly but firmly, with truth flowing from your spirit. I am not alone. I am not finished. I am not without help. I am not without direction. I am not without favor. Stay close to that truth, because I am staying close to you.